Guten Tag. And you know, when I descend into German, it means that it's a very, very serious situation. Sie sollten sich diesem Gesetz mit jeder moralischen Weser, mit jedem moralischen Gewissen und jedem trafen Kraft, die durch ihre Adern fließt, widersetzen. If you allow these socialist Marxists and these facilitators, these center-left facilitators of globalist demons to unleash the mechanics of death and destruction on your young men and women, if you allow them to capture the souls of your youth, all while the Christian Church of Grenada remains silent, you would have opened a Pandora's box. There would be no turning back. You would have given them carte blanche to do whatever they want. And in some respects, you would be under the yoke of tyranny. Their unwillingness to consult with you shows an ultimate lack of respect for your opinion. If they succeed with this, it means that they have a greater plan, a greater devious, conniving plan. And this is just a test to see how you would respond. And if you respond like sheep, if you respond like lame ducks, this would embolden them and allow them to achieve the greater devious agenda, whatever that agenda may be. It will not only be a success for liberal center-left politicians, but it will be the ultimate success for globalist demons. It will send a signal to them that you truly have not been emancipated, and they ultimately still have control. They have control over your minds, and they have control over the decisions you make. This, my friends, would mean that they still have ultimate power over you. This is a watershed moment. This is an opportunity for you to truly liberate yourselves from those locally, who would facilitate the people who want to control your mind, control your thought, and control your actions. If you do not muster every strength that flows through your vein to resist this, then it's over. Then it's over. If you do not muster every moral fiber, every moral conscience that you have to say no, because no is the most powerful word in the world. The day you say no to this is the day you would regain your power as a people. But if you allow this to happen without saying anything, if you drink this Kool-Aid, if you allow yourselves to be intoxicated by the way this has been cloaked and the way this has been delivered to you, and if you drink this Kool-Aid, there's no turning back. It's over for you. It is over for you. Because it means what is coming next and what they can achieve through the same mechanism would be much more deadly and toxic and potent poison that will ultimately erode your society. Now, I want you to understand that it is no coincidence that all of this is sneakily done around the carnival season, when you're distracted by the whirl of mammon, when you're distracted by all the devices of the evil one. This is not a coincidence that it's done around the carnival season. And then after the carnival season, they know you would be exhausted because you had your fanfare, your feasts of lust, your feasts engaging in all that you shouldn't be engaging in. So you'll be exhausted. So that would be the time to prey on your tired minds, on your distracted minds. These are very cunning people. They know what they're doing. And then you still have the Christian church, the leadership of the Christian church in Grenada, remaining mute and silent and quiet when they should be vocal on your behalf, when they should see this as an ultimate threat. and stand up and defend you, defend your sons and daughters from being delivered into the hands and to the world of mammon. But no. But I want you to understand today, I'm going to educate you a little bit and liberate your minds a little bit, that the Christian leadership and Christian church of Grenada has a history of getting into bed with politicians. I'm going to tell you. They did it in 79 and prior to 79. A lot of these youth groups that was rebellious to Sir Eric Matthew Gary was formed in the Christian church, was hidden in the Christian church. They'll tell you, these socialist Marxists will tell you where they found their support. And during the revolution from 79 to 83, they said nothing. The Christian church again was mute and silent. Well, some would say, oh, well, they were intimidated by the gun. But I'll tell you even more, because some of these big churchgoers were actual counterintelligence agents for the PRG. Yeah. So the question is, the scriptures is clear. You cannot serve the world of mammon and at the same time serve God. You have to make a choice. But that is the history of the leadership of the Christian church in Grenada, conveniently getting into bed with politicians for their own worldly benefit. And then you see they did the same thing prior to this election, this last election, that they were praying. And again, they were epitomizing Dr. Keith Mitchell as the epitome of evil and everything wrong. And they were praying. And now that they probably handsomely paid off again when a major issue for them to be vocal and to protect your sons and daughters, when they should be the guardian of your sons and daughters, because you give your money, your time, your love, your sweat, your blood to them, when they should guard your sons and daughters from globalist demons, they're silent. So you should see the history of the leadership of the Christian church in Grenada. And it's high time that you now should reevaluate your relationship with them. This is a watershed moment. Because every time at critical moments in your history, when they should stand up for you, they back down. And they get into bed with politicians. So, just maybe, this is a time to reevaluate your relationship with the leadership of the church in Grenada. Because as I have said, every time there's a critical moment when morality is a central issue, and there should be leaders of morality, and they should come to your aid to defend you, they're silent. And they back down. And they allow politicians to triumph over them. They allow the world of mammon to triumph over them. And they themselves sell their souls for pennies and then sell you out in the process. These people are not guardians of the sons and daughters of Grenada. They're not guardians. In some respects, they're like Vincent and Letremont. In some respects, they're traitors to the people of Grenada. They're sellouts to the people of Grenada. I want you to also understand that if this bill goes through, it will be a victory for these megalomaniacs who almost utterly destroyed your country in 1983. Could you imagine the boost that these people will get to their ego? They probably will bust a bottle of champagne and drink and celebrate over the victory. Do you imagine how they would feel? Could you imagine? Could you imagine how the globalists themselves would feel? 60,000 sold. One deal. They themselves would pop bottles of champagne, wine, to celebrate the victory, their victory that would be drenched in the selling of the souls of Grenadian youth. So you have to really see how significant, how important this moment is. This is a watershed moment. And depending on how you deal with it, depending on how you resist this dishonor, this disrespect. And number 10, and all of these people pretending that they're Christians. These are wolves in sheep clothing. These are wolves in sheep clothing. These are the people who pretending they love you. These are the people who pretending they love you. And you notice what they're trying to do? Silence voices that truly love you. Silence voices that are trying to expose their devious plot. You've got to see this for what it is. You've got to wake up. You're sleeping. I know you're intoxicated around carnival time. I know you're drunken around carnival time. But remember, Black Wizard says, what happens when the carnival is over? How long is it going to take you to recover from your drunkenness? Will you deliver victory into the hands of these socialist Marxists from 1983 who pretty much unraveled your society? Are you going to hand victory to these megalomaniacs? Are you going to let them triumph over you again? They outwitted you. They dishonored you. They disrespected you in 1983. And now they're here again doing the same thing. Are you going to hand them victory? When will you regain your dignity as a people? When would you regain your dignity as a nation? Have you not learned from your history? And you have these deranged, utterly unhinged people in social media talking a set of nonsense. But I challenge you to challenge me on the issues. Because you talk a set of nonsense, sort of unhinged crap. But I welcome reasonable and rational discussions. But you people have no reason. You have no sense of reason. You are emotionally driven. You don't think critically. You don't think logically. You're all about passion. You're drunken. You're in a trance. You like sweet talk and ice cream pans. That is what gets you. So you can't say nothing to me. And the stakes are higher now. The stakes are higher. This is global domination. The stakes are higher. So I want you to ponder and think about these things. In the midst of your jubilee and fanfare, stop and pause. Think about these things. You have been warned. You have been warned. On that note, Guten Tag.